Yes guys, and welcome back guys to a brand new video guys, and in today's video guys we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played. Leicester City guys, at Old Trafford, at home guys. Another piss poor game, a boring game in fact. It was like a testimonial. We drew it 1-1. Not good enough. It was abysmal, diabolical performance. Not happy with that performance overall against Leicester. Just no drive, no desire, no chemistry, no intensity, no energy and no tempo in that game whatsoever. But yes guys, let's get straight into today's video. So we made 4 changes from the last game against Tottenham. Talking about the starting 11, so we started with De Gea, Delone, Maguire, Varane, Shaw, McTominay, Fred, Ilanga, Pogba, Sancho and Fernandez. Getting to the overall reaction now. United held at Old Trafford by Leicester City. Absolute bollocks, diabolical, shower of shit, abysmal, another missed opportunity, 2 points dropped. Is top 4 gone? Do we still have a chance? It's disappointing, annoying and frustrating. It's embarrassing. We should be beating teams like Leicester. Another dire result. Top 4 is getting even harder. Most players didn't perform well. We lacked ideas going forward. No drive, no chemistry, no desire. No intensity, no energy, no tempo as well. Passing was too slow. We played with a deep line. We were uninspiring, so flat, so lacking fight and direction. It was like a testimonial, lack of effort. Leicester played us off the park. We were boring to watch. It was a must win and we bottled it. It was an end-to-end game. Both teams struggled. We were definitely missing that edge with a centre forward. Most of the action was down that left-hand side. We lacked creativity, saved by VAR. Leicester were the better footballing side. Everything they did was much better. I don't think so, actually. Good reaction after conceding the goal. It's not good enough. We had a few opportunities in the second half, but we didn't take them. Just need the season to end. We don't know what United team turns up. We defended well at times. We were too slow on the ball. Leicester should have won. First half poor, second half okay. Overall lacklustre performance. Anyway guys, let's get straight into today's video. What did I make of the performance? The performance was a lacklustre performance from start to finish. I didn't enjoy the game whatsoever. I thought it was the most boringest game going. When you play the false nine with Bruno Fernandes up top, it's not the way how you want to play. Obviously we had no Cavani, no Ronaldo as well. Cavani's out for a few weeks. Ronaldo through illness as well. Hopefully back for Everton as well. We had no striker going into this game. We could have even played Rashford up top. The pundits are questioning why Rashford's falling behind Ilanga and all them lot and not getting picked. But this is a blessing in disguise for Rashford, to be honest. But in a game like this against Leicester City, that are a team that have been shit this season, mid-table, this is a game that you have to win this game and get the 3 points. Going into teams like Leicester that have lost, not stupid games, but when they've conceded goals like to Man City, I think it was. I think in one of the games, I think they lost it 6-3. This goes to show it, this Leicester side this season, they have been absolutely shit this season. But we do this in every single game. We let these teams come to Old Trafford and make them a half-decent team. And that's what we do in every single fucking game that we have. We made them look like a half-decent team. Their passing's a lot better than ours. We're so flat, so uninspiring to watch. That game was awful. It was an awful watch. The first half especially was just so poor, no creativity, only a couple of chances from a couple of mistakes that they made as well. Yes, it was an end-to-end game, but 2 points dropped against Leicester City. Leicester City have been absolutely shit this season. Mid-table team, nowhere near the top 4 this season as well. They've been absolutely diabolical themselves this season as well, Leicester. This was an absolute awful performance, lacklustre performance, not good enough performance, and these players need to start getting called out, because now they're looking at how Rangnick's doing after Ollie's left. The percentage of Rangnick since he's been in charge, the win percentage has been 42.9%, and with Ollie it was like, what was it, 41.2%. He's only just doing a little bit better than Ollie at this stage. Everyone's going to be questioning Rangnick, but at the end of the day, they're not going to sack him with 8 games to go. You have to deal with the players that you've got at the minute. Rangnick's not going to go in January and say, give me those players. But this is not good enough by this Man United side. We do not turn up to these games against shit sides like Leicester City. I'll tell you what though, if they had Jamie Vardy, or anybody else in that team, we would have lost that. We could have easily lost that, you know, as well. It should have been 3-1 to them. And you know what? We got what we deserved at the end of the day. A draw might have been a fair result at the end of the day, but I'm not happy with this performance against Leicester City. A shit game against a shit side that we should have been beating. This was a must win and must 3 points. If we would have got those 3 points, and you look at yesterday's result, Arsenal Crystal Palace, We should be one behind Arsenal after that. And that just goes to show, even though we've picked up a point, Arsenal picked up nothing. We need to start winning games. It's no good coming into these games saying, yep, lads, this is going to be easy. No. Start showing the attitude. Start showing the character. Start showing the team spirit as well, that you want it more. If you want this top four, start showing it on that pitch, because I am sick and tired of watching these bunch of players not performing week in and week out. And you've got to perform against Everton now on the weekend. I mean, I'm sick and tired of watching these performances week in and week out. We've got to change against Everton. Getting to the game now, I thought the first half had kicked off. I thought, to be honest, that first half, to me, was poor overall. I think in that first half performance, we just saw that Man United, I don't know, so disjointed as a team. You know, I think at times we did okay. I thought we defended well. Maybe would have kept it tight and compact. Leicester, though, they did have a couple of good opportunities that were wasted off target. I think if Leicester would have had a clinical striker up top, I think if that was Jamie Vardy up there, definitely they would have scored a couple of goals in that first half. If they had a striker up there, yes, Eden Nacho scored, but at the end of the day, first half for Leicester, it was poor for them on their side anyway. Even though I think they passed the ball better organised, well coached, well drilled. I think United were just trying to soak up the pressure and hitting them on the counter. That's not the tactic against Leicester, because it's not. And you've got to be attacking that Leicester side, to be honest. This is a side that have conceded the most goals from corners as well. Our corners in that game was absolutely atrocious as well. Every single one of them. And that game would have definitely come down to a corner yesterday against them. Absolutely rubbish. And you know what? We got what we deserved. A draw might have been a fair result, but that first half performance was just not good enough. You know, sideways and backwards, lacked ideas going forwards. You know, we were too slow on the ball, no intensity, no energy. You know, no tempo. You know, everything's so sloppy. There's just no power into the passing, and the passing was off as well at times. You look at players like McTominay, you know, we lacked creativity in that whole game as well, not only just the first half as well, but the second half as well. That first half was absolutely rubbish, and you know, lack of effort as well from those players as well. Second half though, I thought we were okay. I don't think we were better, I just think we were okay at best. I think second half we came out more or less the same. Didn't really expect much myself. We came out, we did all right, I thought. And then obviously I think, you know, in a game like this against Leicester, it's always down to, you know, getting that first goal is going to be crucial. I think then obviously Leicester, I think, you know, Leicester could see what we were trying to do, and then Leicester sort of figured us out. I think, and then obviously then that stupid goal that we do as well. Fred has the possession, just completely loses it. Dewsbury Hall wins possession, gets the ball to Barnes. The cross comes in. No one can't deal with that cross. The whole back four was just not in position, not organised, and then we concede that stupid goal for 1-0. But then I thought, good reaction from the players, and then it was just a great response after going 1-0 down. And then it was just really a poor error from Schmeichel. Fred scores it for 1-1. Brilliant. We get back to 1-1. Game on. You're probably thinking, let's go and finish the game off. We couldn't. We were just finding, like, we were trying to. It's obviously small margins, but yet again, you look at things like that. Mistake from Schmeichel. You know, we had a mistake in the first half, trying to capitalise on that. So really, maybe it should have been, you know, 1-0 in that first half, and maybe if we would have took our chances, it could have been a different. It could have been a different game if we were 1-0 up at half time as well. So then obviously good response, good reaction, get the goal. You're thinking, let's try and win this game. I think the players were just not, you know, they're thinking like, oh yeah, not too sure about this. And then it was all down to how well the substitutions could make an impact. Rashford comes on to make an impact. Rashford has a great chance, Elanga's in the way. Oh man, and that could have been easily 2-1 as well. So we had a couple of opportunities in that second half to finish the game off. And then obviously then they score a goal. I think even De Gea makes a great save on that free kick. They score a goal, saved by VAR. And yeah, and then 1-1 it was. And not the result we were after, but poor against this Leicester City side that have been absolutely shit this season as well themselves. And yeah, it just puts pressure on these other games that we've got coming, but we have to win the next game now. And that becomes a vital game, and we have to win that next game now against Everton. It's been a frustrating night and a frustrating game from start to finish. This was a must-win game against Leicester City today, but we have dropped another 2 points in a race for top 4. It's just not good enough. Loads of fans have got their opinions on this top 4 race. Some people are going to say we don't deserve top 4. These players don't deserve it at the end of the day, but at the end of the day, there's still 8 games to go. You never know. Arsenal dropping points to Crystal Palace. I thought at best that was going to be a draw, so they've completely not picked up anything last week. I expected this from Arsenal though as well. High confidence, high momentum, and now with the international break, came at the wrong time for them. Now they're losing games, which will definitely carry on, because I know that Arteta won't be happy with that performance and that result. I think they'll definitely drop more points, definitely for sure, because I can see it on the cards for them. But it's not about relying on other teams around us. You have to put in a performance and actually turn up to the next game and actually win it, because we cannot afford to draw this next one against Everton. In a game like this against Leicester City, you're saying this is a must win and a must 3 points to get 1 point behind Arsenal, and they've got 2 games in hand as well. That puts pressure onto Arsenal, and then they would have been absolutely panicking yesterday as well, because then they would have seen us win, Tottenham win, Chelsea dropping points as well. But come on, for God's sake, we are Manchester United. We're not fucking Norwich or anyone like that. We can beat anyone at the end of the day. We know we can. But in a game like this against Leicester, it's not good enough. You should be picking up the points, and it's frustrating. And yes, another game, but at this rate, do we deserve top 4? But again though, this season we've just dropped far too many points, and we've had to rely on teams around us to drop points. Luckily it's gone our way yet again this weekend, but we have to be able to win the next game now against Everton. It's just simply not good enough. We have to start capitalising on teams as well. This season we have struggled to pick up points against lesser teams. Why has that been the case? It's been the case because we've always had mentality issues at this club. The mentality has always been like that. They think that they're going to get away with it, and then when they realise every single game that you go into, it's a massive game, it's a big game, whether if it's Norwich, Burnley, Newcastle, whoever's in that league table, you know it's going to be still a difficult game. And we've got mentality issues in our team as well, because these lads think they're going to get away with it. We do sometimes get away with it, but that against Leicester, they thought they were going to get away with it, and they didn't. Another one is the attitude. I think the attitude from the players is disgusting at times as well. The body language as well pisses me off as well a lot, because they just don't show that they want it as well, and that just goes to show in that Leicester game as well, they didn't want it as well. Another one is lack of effort from the players. I think the players don't really show a lot of effort in these games. They have to take accountability as well of their actions. And another one is they don't turn up to every single game as well. It's not good enough saying, oh yeah, we're going to have an off day, we might draw that, we might win that, we might lose that. You have to turn up to every single game. What does Klopp and Pep say to their players? They say turn up, because you know it's still a big game. City, Liverpool battling it out for the title. Massive game for them on the weekend as well, going for it as well. And this is why we cannot beat teams like Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich. Well, we can beat Norwich, fair play, we did beat them early on in the season, but we have problems that we can't beat these sort of sides. And you look at sides like Southampton as well, mid-table, we've got to be beating them as well. It's not good enough. You have to be able to beat these lesser teams. It's no good going into those games with the wrong mentality and the wrong mindset and you drop points. It ain't good enough. Do we still have a chance of getting top 4? Is top 4 gone? I think, like I said before, I think a lot of people have different opinions. I think after that Leicester game, I think everyone was saying top 4's gone, we're not going to get it, these players don't deserve it. I think some people now would have said, after seeing yesterday's result against Palace and Arsenal, I think some people will say this is wide open, this is anybody's. To be honest, I see Arsenal dropping more points. I don't think Tottenham are going to go on a great run of form. They're definitely going to bring back their inconsistency as well. So it's up to us. We've got to sort out our problems, and as soon as we sort out our problems, go on a good run of form, you never know. I don't think it's gone. I think we still have half a chance of getting it. I'm not going to bank on that top four's gone. You have to show the fight from that Leicester game to the last game against, I think it's Crystal Palace, I think, away. You have to fight for every single game, and you have to fight for the 3 points in every game, and you have to be able to be determined as well to win those sort of games. And we cannot afford to drop too many points, and we have to win most of these games as well. So we're going to have to start winning against Everton on the weekend as well. Who's my man of the match? I think not many players didn't have a great game. I thought De Gea was good, saved us a great save as well from Fofana. Dalot was, I don't think he had a great game, was poor. Maguire was good. Obviously I could see that tactical switch from not playing on the left hand side to the right hand side. Varane was, I thought he was good. Okay, Shaw was not good enough. I don't think Fred was good. McTominay was poor. Janka tried. Pogba in and out of phases, you know. Sancho tried as well. Fernandes was okay. I think the best player you can really give it to is De Gea. He was the only outstanding player on that pitch. You know, saved us the game. Could have been worse. Could have lost the game if it wasn't for De Gea. De Gea's had a tremendous season this year, and it just goes to show that one of our star players this season as well has to be De Gea for sure. How do we beat Everton? Now, obviously, we've got Everton on the weekend. I think this is a game against Everton where you look at this Everton side and say, fuck me, these lot have got problems. And they do have problems at the minute as well. They've had a change in managers. Obviously, they sacked Rafa Benitez after that Norwich loss. And then they were in a bit of a managerial search. They then got Frank Lampard. I think Frank Lampard's come in. You would have thought Frank Lampard would have seen these sort of bunch of players and said, I've got a fucking great set of lads here. But I think Everton have just not been good enough. I think the players have been a disgrace as well this season. They're in a situation where they're fighting for relegation, is trying to stay up for next season. They're in a situation where they're trying to stay up for this season. I think Everton have been really shit this season, and I think this is a game for us where we've got to say this is a must win and must 3 points. Cannot afford to drop points in this one. Everton, they've been absolutely shite themselves this season. They've not been good enough. I'll have to give Everton credit because they've got some good players, got a lot of quality on the pitch. Frank Lampard, you have to still give him time. He's going to want the players in the summer. But this Everton side, they're just underachieving at the minute. The players have not been good enough. They've not been doing the basics right as well. But this is a side that you look at that side and say, you've got to attack that, that and that and that. This is a side you don't want to take lightly. We do not want to make them half decent on Saturday, because they're going to come into this game, win, lose or draw against Burnley. They're going to go, right, Man United on the weekend, full focus on that. Let's try get a draw or something like that. A draw or a win for them is going to be a fantastic result. I know it will be, because they're fighting for relegation. They need points, but the message to us is don't fucking drop points. So I think Everton done okay this season, but don't make this team look half decent on the weekend, because I know it's going to be their FA Cup final. They're going to be given absolutely full beans. Like I just said then, they're fighting to stay up and they're on the verge of relegation. They will show fighting spirit as well in the game. They do have injuries though as well. They have like 6 proper senior players out as well. Defensively, I think there are shambles at the back. You know, defensively vulnerable. They've got discipline issues. Michael Keane getting sent off. Allen getting sent off as well. But this is a team that also cannot score goals. They're losing possession in midfield as well. Just things are not clicking going their way. One of their brightest players at the minute, and that's been shining it recently, is Anthony Gordon. They're relying on a fucking youngster to get them out of the mud here. Anthony Gordon's going to be saying, well, I need the other lads to turn up as well. The likes of Richarlison, Clive-Lewin, Allen, Decore, Van der Beek. They've got a great fucking side, but they're not clicking. And this is a side that you've got to beat on the weekend as well. But for us, we've got to watch out for the bully from behind, and we must work hard in a game like this. Win your duels, 50-50s and second balls. Don't let them have the time or the space on the ball. Don't let them turn up, and don't let them look like a half decent side as well. Defensively, make sure nothing opens up as well. Capitalise on their mistakes. They make a lot of hella mistakes. You know, we've got to be quick on the ball. Passing needs to be quick. We've got to use the pace on the flanks. Passing has got to be quick. Put them under pressure. Got to watch out for the ball over the top. Stop the crosses coming into the box. Capitalise on their mistakes, which I've already said. Got to be able to put them under pressure. Show the aggression without the possession. Pick out the right pass. Close the channels, keep Clive-Lewin quiet. Link-up play needs to be effective, put the centre-backs under pressure. The defence needs to be disciplined, got to be aware of a reaction. Don't let them get a shot off, don't let them stay in the game, win the midfield battle, don't let them win the loose balls, don't let them back in the game. We must defend properly, got to be organised, get the crosses into the box, commit men into the box. Passing needs to be quick. Got to be quick on the break, create the spaces, attack the spaces, drag them out of position, stretch them out. If they play with a deep line, attack them. Don't give them any confidence or momentum, capitalise. Don't afford to make mistakes. Capitalising our set pieces. Set pieces could come into play as well. Defend properly on set pieces. Don't allow them any space. Don't afford to make mistakes. Creativity is a must in this game though. But in a game like this, you've got to have a quick and bright start. Getting an early goal would be crucial. Getting the first goal is going to be even crucial. Got to be aggressive, got to be ruthless, make the runs in from behind, play with high intensity, high tempo, play with energy, purpose, get in between the lines, make the right runs in the right channels, pick out the right pass, get the players in the forward areas, got to create the chances we've got to be explosive. We've got to be explosive on the break. We've got to have the quality in the final third. Control and dominate the game. Don't underestimate them. Fullbacks have got to be effective. Decision making will be key. Game management will be key. Don't leave spaces or gaps open. We need to be tight and compact. Defensively frustrate. Everton, we've got to have the desire to close them down. Got to be strong, committed, play with a higher line. Don't afford to be lazy. Don't make mistakes in silly areas. Play with heart, fight, passion, pride, commitment, determination and desire. Show character and team spirit. We've got to be switched on at all times. We need to be focused and stay concentrated. Commitment into the box. Don't be afraid to make a tackle. Be brave, take risks. Don't give the ball away cheaply, and the midfield needs to close them down. Getting into the goals now. First goal, Schmeichel clears the ball. Varane wins possession. Pass the ball to Fred. Fred passed the ball to Bruno. Bruno shoots. Schmeichel saves it, but the ball lands in Fred's path and scores for 1-1. Get into the stats now. Possession for Man United, it was 53.9%, and for Leicester, it was 46.1%. Goals for Man United, it was 1, and for Leicester, it was 1. Total shots for Man United, it was 11. Surprisingly, and Leicester had 11 shots as well. Shots on target for Man United, it was 5, and for Leicester, it was 3. Shot accuracy for Man United, it was 45.5%, and for Leicester, it was 27.3%. Shots inside the box for Man United, it was 10, and for Leicester, it was 8. Shots outside the box for Man United, it was 1, and for Leicester, it was 3. Total passes for Man United, it was 582 passes, and for Leicester, it was 495 passes. The pass accuracy for Man United, it was 85.9%, and for Leicester, it was 84.2%. Getting to the substitutions now. Shaw went off for Telles, talk about the league's performance. But delivered the occasional decent dead ball delivery until he got injured and came off at half-time. McTominay went off for Rashford, talk about Scott's performance. Really sloppy with the ball, and when he reverted, risk aversive, passing it got the crowd back up, but could easily have been dismissed, and then he went off. Pogba went off for Matic, talk about Paul's performance. He described it as a dead season last week, and at times played like as if there was nothing left to fight for. Came off for Nemanja Matic. Next up, we've got Everton at 17th in the table. Before this game, they've got to play Burnley on Wednesday night. Win or lose or draw, hope for a good result against Burnley. It's a massive 6-pointer as well. Like if Burnley win that, I think they'll be shitting themselves. You know, they'll know that they've got a big game against us. Fun fact though, Frank Lampard's never beaten Man United since it's been in the Premier League. Never beaten us while he was at Chelsea. That's a fun fact as well, so I can see us winning this game. It's just a matter of fact what we do. We have to be able to turn up to a game like this, and we have to make it count. But what we've got to do is though, we don't want to make them look like a decent team. They'll know it's Man United. They've been half decent at home, so they will perform. They are going to play at their standard, but just don't make them look like a half decent team. We don't have possession, go and close them down. We've got no excuses. We've got a week to prepare for this as well. So from Man United, we've got to prepare well for this game. We have to go with the right mentality, the right mindset. This is Everton. They're crumbling, this team. This team is absolutely screaming for points. Do not draw this. Do not lose this. You've got only one thing to do here, and you've got to win this game against Everton. If you do not win this against Everton, there is completely something wrong with this team. I want to come back on here next week and say that Man United have won a game. We've beaten Everton as well, so it's no good coming back on here saying the same shit all over again. Got to win this game. It's a must win. We have to win this game. Have to get the 3 points against Everton. Just don't make them look like a half decent team. It's their FA Cup final. They will throw everything at it. We have to defend properly, but when we get the chances, we have to take our chances. We've got to turn up ourselves. We've got to make this game count. We've got to perform, turn up as well. Everton, they'll show what they've got. They've been half decent at home as well. They've been absolutely shocking away from home as well. Hopefully, I think they've got Burnley away, so you never know what could happen there at the end of the day. We've got to turn up to this game against Everton. Do not let them look like a half decent team. Got to perform and get that first goal. If we can get that first goal, control and dominate the game against Everton, Everton will have problems. They'll have problems. They'll be digging themselves out of it. They're in a position where fighting for relegation. Every point counts, and we have to be able to get the 3 points here. Put the pressure onto Arsenal. Get this right now. Game plan's got to be right. The tactics have got to be right. Get it right on the day. Perform and actually win this game as well. So we've got to win this game against Everton. Come on. This is it now. Win this game, lads. We might say top four's back on, but come on, all or nothing here. Give it absolutely everything that you've got against Everton. Don't bottle it as well. Everton is scoring 1.1 goals per game. Everton have conceded 1.8 goals per game. Everton have won 7, drawn 4 and lost 17. They've lost to Villa 3-0, West Ham 1-0, Watford 5-2, Wolves 2-1, City 3-0, Brentford 1-0, Liverpool 4-1, Palace 3-1, Brighton 3-2, Norwich 2-1, Villa 1-0, Newcastle 3-1, Southampton 2-0, and City 1-0. Tottenham 5-0, Wolves 1-0 and West Ham 2-1. Everton have lost 7 games at home this season. Their last loss was against West Ham, which ended 2-1, and that was played just on the weekend gone. Their last win was against Newcastle, which ended 1-0, which was just before the international break, which was in mid-March. Everton have the 6th worst defence in the league, and the players to look out for is Pickford, Kenny, Holgate, Keane, Marchenko, Godfrey, Allen, Gray, Decore, Gomez, Eddie Ghazi, Ali, Richarlison, Calvert-Lewin, Iwobi, Gordon, Tosun and Rodon. Hope you guys have enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in a video in the next couple of days, and peace.